Hello, everybody. It is Strider again, back at you with another deck tech. I want to go over the deck. I want to go over today is kind of the boogeyman of the format right now. Red green ramp. I see different iterations. I actually just lost to like red green black blue ramp, which had like Sire of Stagnation and Kiora, and just it was a trippy deck. And my draw wasn't very explosive, and theirs was very. So yeah, just let's take a look at the deck. Again, like always, I'll post a link to it in the YouTube description area. So, anyways, I don't have all the pieces from BFZ yet, but I do have quite a bit. This card kind of sucks, by the way. I really need to cut this card. But yeah, let's just go over the tools, I guess. I think this card just is too slow. I've just put a 1 in there, just kind of like testing it, because I was like, well, you know, let's try it out. And I don't really know what to replace it with, actually. But yeah, I personally, by the way, believe that in ramp decks you should pretty much just have ramp targets and things that get you, like, you know, like help get you to the point where you can cast those. So I have very little that doesn't do that. So obviously, first card in the deck, this is Animus Awakening. It finds lands, hopefully. I'm running like what 26 lands. I'm only running 24 lands. I probably need to run one more lands. I thought I was running more. I don't know. Maybe I added some cards and messed up the math because I thought I was running like 25, 26. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Point is, sorry about that. Point is you don't have a lot of room for like removal and stuff in this deck. You really just want stuff that gets you big or is big. This is Awakening, I guess, certainly has the potential, like, you know, you could like flip 6 cards and they're all lands and then you're like, holy crap, I have 1,000,000 mana, but that never happens. Gatekeeper finds a land and just blocks, I guess. This something I think a lot of especially newer players don't think of. If you just draw more cards, you're more likely to hit more lands. Like it's just, you know, if you just think about it, you're like, well, yeah, I have more looks. So Eldritch Visionary is fine, especially because it's so cheap. It's a roadblock. We don't really have a lot of 2s anyways, and we do need to do something before, you know, turn 3. These cards aren't really 3-drops, obviously. I have a 2-2 split here, mainly because I don't think I have the 3rd Rolling Thunder, or else I think I'd go down to 1 of these and 2 of these. This card's just like, in this deck, it feels like it's just Plague Wind. It's just destroy all target opponent creatures, which is great for a deck like this that's so slow to have access to the ability to just wrath a board like that. Ravaging Blaze is pretty much it's one of the only instances in the deck. And yeah, it's just another removal spell that gets big and can also be a win condition, much like Rolling Thunder. If the game goes late enough and you have 15 mana, you just wait for them to play a creature and 13 them, and they're probably dead. Nissa, obviously good, gets lands, and if you have a lot of lands, you know, becomes a huge threat on her own. Reclamation Sage is just a neat, tidy package to answer enchantments and artifacts that sometimes you can lose to like a blue-black control just stalling you out with like that stupid, what is that thing called? Blue thing. It mills you every time you draw a card, or they draw a card. I forget what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. It's 3 mana. Yeah, when you draw a card, you know what? I will look it up. Sphinx's Tutelage. That is what it is called. I'm sure some of you are like, what are you doing? This Sphinx Tutelage, just telling me, but whatever. Sphinx Tutelage. Sometimes okay with Sphinx's Tutelage. Sometimes I've unfortunately got like just stonewalled for a bunch of turns by like a Evolutionary Leap, just like blocking some big fatty I have. So yeah, just being able to kill those sometimes is important. Natural Connection finds you a land. I think it's worse than Nissa's Pilgrimage, unless I guess you need like red. I don't know. This is like a lot of people's like most hated card in the format. I don't know why. I actually don't think it's that good. It's okay. It's the worst card almost. It's just about the worst card in your worst matchup, which is mono red. mono red can run you over if you don't have like one of those explosive draws that this deck. I mean, this deck can have explosive draws where it goes like turn 2 this guy to block, turn 3 this, turn 4 this, turn 3 or turn 6 or turn 5 like this, and then you just play some huge thing, and then red can never win. But if you don't do that, red will just run you over, especially if like this is one of your first plays of the game. They're gonna be like, haha, whatever, like take 10. You're like, oh, great. One volley acid moss. I don't actually know how you're supposed to pronounce that, but whatever. Let's see. So yeah, I guess I didn't talk about Nissa's Pilgrimage, but it's basically like divination for this deck. It draws you 2 cards, except later it draws you 3. Funny enough, I have run into the thing where I actually didn't have enough lands to grab, because it only grabs forest, which if this grabbed any basic land, it'd be so much better. But yeah, and I think I'm running 10 lands or 10 forests. We'll talk about that later. Maybe that number should go up. I don't know. Green War Marasa is good. It's just a good card. It's card advantage. You play this and you get to get something back. Even if it's something like a Nissa's Pilgrimage, that's fine. Like, you know, that's still card advantage, and then they kill it and you go get, you know, something like this. Like, that's still good. They spent a card and you're up a ton of cards to kill it. Woodland Bellower's okay. He's just another 6. Just something big we can get. I don't really care what else he does. I mean, I do care that he goes and gets either of these 2, but he's, you know, his real thing is he's another copy of Reclamation Sage that happens to be a win condition. Decision Rule is fine. I think it's, I don't know, I think it's one of our, it's okay. I don't know, I go up and down on it. It is nice. It's especially nice if you have this guy out. But I don't know, gaining 7 life, definitely good against the red decks. Getting 3 lands definitely helps you get up to your big time spells like these guys. I think I'd actually prefer just having another one of these. But, you know. Gaia's Revenge, super good against control. They basically can't beat it. You just play an 8-5 and say, good luck beating me. That, you know, can't be countered, can't be the target of anything. It's just a very resilient threat. It's a 7 drop in case you're just having trouble getting up to that 10 mana range. Omnath is pretty good. I actually think Gaia's Revenge might be a little better. In the mirror, this is obviously better because he can just spit out dudes like crazy. And, you know, those dudes can just block this guy. But he's still pretty good. He, you know, he can go wide if that's what you need. Which sometimes it is. Sometimes you need an army of 5/5s, I guess. But yeah, just another win condition. Super powerful. Great because even if they kill it, you're probably going to dome something. Nissa's Revelation. Another pretty good card. I think we're running like just enough targets. Like I haven't whiffed yet. Who, knock on wood. But like, and I would consider these a whiff. Like for me, this is barely acceptable. This is fine. This is fine. Like hitting one of these, you're like, all right, this game's over. So just another win condition that happens to find you a win condition. Because make no mistake, drawing 8 cards is a win condition. You're going to win that game unless you're playing against, yeah, like mono red and they just kill you. But yeah, against any other deck, this is just going to win you the game most of the time if you hit. Which again, I think I have 8. Let's see. I said 1, 2. Let's just count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 reasonable hits. Let's see. Ulamog is pretty much just the best card in the deck. It's kind of part of the reason why. I don't know. It's just like your big finisher. It's just the best card. It is very good. It's actually great in the mirror because it's the only way that we can deal with other Ulamogs. Yeah, weird enough. So it's really funny if they're like on the play and they get to 10 mana first, and then they cast their Ulamog, kill something, and then you just kill them back with an Ulamog. If they're smart though, they'll just kill your lands, but sometimes they won't. Sometimes they'll kill like your, I don't know, like your freaking crappy things, like your this guy or something. Which when you have an Ulamog and play this guy hardly matters, but whatever. Desolation Twin is kind of copies 2 and 3 of your Ulamog. It's not nearly as good, but it's still 20 power. That is hard to deal with. So yeah, just a good card. That's pretty much all the non-lands. If there's anything I missed, I don't think so. just a pretty straightforward deck, like just another, like the last deck we talked about was Green Black Elves, and that deck's pretty linear too. It's just cast elves and try to win. And this deck's pretty much the same thing: cast things that get lands, and then cast things that need a lot of lands. It's pretty simple. You'll note some pretty notable, at least one super notable card that I don't have in this deck, and it's not because I don't like it or because I tested it and didn't like it or something. It is just that I don't have it, and that is From Beyond. I just don't have that card yet. But I mean, certainly, you know, I would definitely try it. It seems like it would fit in this deck. I wish I had a couple more targets that were reasonable. I don't consider like Blightherder reasonable or something like that. Are there any other reasonable targets for that card? Yeah, I'm gonna call it and say probably not. I do have, where's Blightherder? Does Blightherder not count as colorless or something? I know I have a Blightherder. Huh. Whatever. Yeah, and we also don't have enough ways to exile to make Blightherder good. But yeah, that's the deck. I'll be posting at least. Oh, actually, let's talk about the lands. So the mana base is definitely heavier green. I mean, you need double green for this guy, or double red, and you need double red for these. So it's kind of wonky that you only are running, what is that, five things that actually care about red, but they're all double red. So you kind of have to skew your mana base a little bit farther than you'd really want to in order to make that work. But I mean, you do what you got to do. I mean, there's no, you know, it is what it is. This is probably one of the best Rogue's Passage decks in the game because you have so much mana, and B, a lot of times they just have like a ton of chump blockers for, you know, your big 8/5, and this just lets them pass on by with, you know, not caring and just killing them because you have an 8/5. Yeah, 10 force. I do kind of want to get this number up. I think I might trim down on the number of mountains. But for now, since this is what I have, all the decks, the games that I upload, I will use this exact build in order to play those games. Yeah, leave a comment if you guys... Sorry. Leave a comment if you guys have anything to say. Like it if you liked it. Yeah, and I will see you guys in a little bit for the gameplay videos. All right, take it easy.